Yes, another Friday press day Weege show. We got a bunch of. Are you racing?
I am.
I just found out you're in B practice. Did you hear that?
No.
He's in B practice.
I know, I love it. They tried fucking.
Stay away from him.
They tried fucking with me, but it didn't work. Back day practice.
Now I've got a bleep. I have a bleep on my computer just for this guy. Just for this guy. We'll get to you. Garrett Marchbank's really good last week. Are you happy? Well, the starts weren't what you wanted, but were you happy with the results?
Yeah, I mean, Moto 1 was pretty solid. I mean,
Yeah.
top 6 was pretty good for me. I didn't even know what place I took till after the Moto.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, you got 6. I was like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I just passed like 50 people out there, whatever.
Yes.
You know, there's not 50, but I feel like it. And
Yeah, are you saying you're seriously like the 30s early in these motos?
yeah,
Are you that far back? You're
Well,
not 10th.
I got together with Chisholm in turn 1.
Oh, okay.
And
That
then
would do
Moto
it.
2,
Yeah.
I was like top 15, I think, and got together with the rider after the first double. So then I was dead last that one.
Okay, so it's not that you're starting 30th. You had stuff happen.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty unfortunate. But
Okay. How'd you feel?
I honestly felt really good.
Yeah.
We made some big bike changes in between practice and the first
Yeah.
moto. So
Yeah.
first moto was just trying to figure out the bike. I mean, only having 2 days on the bike, only a handful of starts and going to the first race. Conditions were way different compared to the East Coast. So
Yes.
track was super rutted and deep and tacky. So yeah, it was just learning the bike, trying to be comfortable for the whole motos. But yeah, I feel great.
Cool. Can you tell everybody how much you weigh right now?
Heck, I think I weighed like 184.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is hefty for a 250.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean, you were good in the 250 class not that long ago. How much did you
No.
weigh in 21?
190.
So you're actually lighter.
Yeah. That's I thought it
Didn't you
was
get
better.
like fifth here or something?
Fourth. I was right behind Jalik for third. Yeah, I was trying to get him.
Right. I'm like, he's had good results in the 250,
Yeah.
but you're a 450 guy. That's the way it's
Yeah,
going to be, I think.
I guess this is how it's going to be. So
Yes.
yeah, I like the 450. Feels good. Just if I can start good, I think we'll be in the top 5, top 3.
Be really excited to get it in the mix like that. We need depth. This is our guy to do it. All right, Garrett, and we got a teammate here. He's got a teammate racing up against him. Our Weege show, of course, brought to you by the Honda CRF250R and CRF450R. Lighter, faster, stronger, makes winning easy. Really does. These guys are chatting. Looks like Roczen's over there doing TV. We'll get him in a second. Everybody, of course, wants to talk to Masterpool, who's really the story of last week. If it wasn't for this dude, by the way, you and Harlan would have been like the story, but this guy stole it. So you know what's available. You know what's up for grabs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you got to feel like top 5 or even podium flirting
Yeah. I
can
mean,
be done.
he blew by me first moto. Like I was standing still. I was like, man, I need to pick it up. And yeah, I just kind of followed him for the whole moto, him
Yes.
and AP. But yeah, near the end of the moto, they just had another pace I just couldn't quite keep up with. Yeah.
But does it encourage you to be like, okay, I can do that. I should be able to get there and flirt with podiums if
Yeah.
this all goes right.
I mean, I definitely can. I
Yes.
mean, it was funny because after Moto 1, we made even more changes for Moto 2. I felt way more comfortable. I was like, dang it, if we had that setting for Moto 1, we definitely would have been right there.
Okay,
So,
and then more progress this week?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I like to hear. Okay. Hey, Ty, everybody wants to talk to you.
How's it going?
You just did more Racetracks interviews, but can you first explain the Sports Clip sponsorship? How did that come about?
Yeah, shout out to King at Airline Vacuums. He's the one who lined it all up. We've been working on it for a really long time, but just been working on that. Really cool. I just want to bring some more outside sponsors into our sport. It's just, I think we have the coolest sport on earth, so just really cool.
It's a real deal. Like they're paying money. You're not just getting free haircuts out of the deal.
Yeah.
It's a real deal.
Still working into it. It was pretty last minute deal, so
Yeah.
still working out the fine kinks and stuff, but kind of race by race deal right now.
The further you're up front and we call your name, the better.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if we say it a
yeah.
lot, does that help you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Say more. Keep it going.
Do you feel pressure to have your hair look good on race day? Think about
A little bit. Oh yeah.
that. What is your program actually? Do you just fly back to Texas, or what are you doing between races? Like, how big of a operation do you have?
Yeah, so right now we're actually flying back. My parents drove the RV up here.
Okay.
I can fly because staying in the vehicle for 24 hours to get a little sore, but
Yes.
they actually drove the RV all the way through the night. They actually had a front blowout on the semi.
geez.
Blew like the front hood off the semi and the lights. So we were barely made it here in time for press.
Jeez.
But shout out to my parents. I mean, they're driving all-nighters, but actually after this weekend I'll be paid with HBI. So shout out to those guys, really good people. They're gonna be hauling my bikes around, and looking forward to it.
Easier on mom and dad that way.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do get to go home and work on stuff and get better during the week.
Yeah, so this week we actually tested full new set of suspension shade. Shout out to AHM. I'm only been on the bike for like a week or so now.
Yeah.
So still testing a lot of last minute stuff. So it's going good.
It can be even better than last week.
Oh yeah,
It can
always
be even better.
better.
It can always be better. Oh, you're the talk of it right now. Keep
Thank
it up. And by the way, you've always been good at Redbud.
Yeah.
Always. So we get through this, look out. Look out. All right, thanks. That's Ty Masterpool. It's really been the story of last week. That was awesome. You're a local guy. Oh, you're a local guy? Stand this way so I got the background. Is this your rookie season, Chase Answer? Is this your rookie season, right?
Yes, sir.
How long did you know you were going to do the Nationals and start doing this?
I did the last 2 last year.
Yeah.
And then we were just building from there up and planned to do it.
That was the plan.
Yes.
So you've been satisfied? You've been in the points here and there?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I scored 18, 17 last weekend, which were my first points, and just building and learning as we go.
Yeah, but the class is tough. Like, who have you seen in a moto while you're battling not even top 15 that you're like, these guys are good?
Everybody.
Right.
It seems like, yeah.
Right. Like, you probably saw Shimoda and you probably
Yeah.
saw, like, good guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Do you think you get better week to week from what you're learning?
100%. I went 30 the first weekend, and then I was running 24th the second moto at Hangtown, and 2 laps ago my bike blew up, and then last weekend 8.17. So, yes, sir.
Better. And high points, you've ridden this a ton?
Yes, sir.
I would think. Like, how old? 65, 50s?
50 for sure.
Nice. That'll be fun. All right, welcome aboard. That's Chase Answer, who's a rookie with the Bar X team. We'll move over here. This is Preston Kilroy. I'll be respectful of the backdrop. So now you're the lone gunner. Essentially. You're the lone 250 guy for Club.
Yep. Lone soldier.
Yes. Do they still develop, though? They're still trying to make the bike better, even just for you?
Yes, yeah. No, we've been working on some things this last week. We've been having some issues the past couple weekends, so getting all those problems figured out. We're still trying to get her better and get it out there. So,
And like I was saying to him, the class is tough.
yeah, it's stacked.
You almost have to change your expectations of what a good result is.
Yeah. No, when you're battling factory guys and 10th, 15th there,
Yes.
that's pretty big. So, like I said, we've been making some adjustments, improvements, trying to get things dialed in a little bit better so we can be up there.
Represent the 250.
For sure.
Represent.
Yeah.
All right, that's Preston Kilroy. That's good stuff. They're moving in. They're not moving in. They're moving in. They're not moving in. You good? You good? Jordan Smith, welcome back to the front, dude. You had starts?
Yeah.
You had to enjoy that last week.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a lot better getting the run up front. And
Yes.
the first 12 to 15 minutes of the moto goes by so much faster whenever you're like in the top, like whenever you can see the leader.
Yes. Yes.
It's like you're just at that point, like, I know that like at this point, like I'm not gonna like challenge Jaku to pass him,
Yeah.
So like if I'm up there with those guys, like you're kind of just trying to see their pace and learn their pace.
Yeah.
So like you're not having to worry about battling a million other guys like to death. In
Right.
12 pace, so.
If you get starts like that again from the experience of last week, will it be better or easier?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that like even towards the end of those motors, like I felt like I was good the first like 3, 4, 5 laps, like
Yeah.
because they had kind of groomed some sections, but as those sections groomed, I didn't adapt quick enough.
I see.
So, that's one thing I'm going to try and work on this week is trying to find like the lines, because I mean the way that the track was last week, like you could take one line and hit it good, and take another line and hit it good, and the one might be a second faster than the other.
Oh, right.
Like because it was just some of the lines were so deep, and like
Yeah.
it came around on sight lap, and everyone took this one inside rut, and it had to be like 2 feet deep. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I can't take that
That
rut,
one,
you know?
yeah.
So, but then it's like you gotta find another one that you can take. So it's, I think that's been like one of the biggest things of like coming back is even at Paula, like coming down some of those hills, and you land, and you have like 20 choices
Yeah.
on like what ruts you want to pick.
Yeah.
And out of the 25 of them, you might die if you go into them, like
Yes.
because they're that deep,
Yeah.
So like you just like we can get a rough track with deep ruts at practice, but it's like 1 deep rut or 2 deep ruts.
I
Like,
see.
you know where you're gonna go, so it's like a lot of thinking compared
the
to
fly.
Supercross as well. Like
Yeah.
Supercross, you're like thinking about hitting your marks. Like you know what you're gonna do and you know where you're gonna go. Outdoors, it's like there's so many different
Makes
lines
sense.
that can work out the same way.
So that's what you got to get back in the groove
Yeah.
of coming back. But it'll be better when it starts this time. That was good. All right, thanks, Jordan Smith. We'll get Roczen when these guys are done. All right, how are we gonna do, bro? How are we gonna do? First of all, how is the wrist? Like, are you ready, or are you rushing back? That's all you got. And that's your throttle hand. So you're chicken winging it, or?
Like RVs.
Yes. Or are you starting like this?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll try and make it, obviously goals top 10, but
Yes.
if that happens, it happens. If not,
Do you have 30+2 in you with the wrist and all that? Like, is it going to be a problem to even do it?
on a practice day,
Yeah.
but on a race day, probably not. You know,
I just want to show you one thing. Go back to our best post show from Hangtown. You didn't have a mustache, Lorenzo, and now you do.
I do now. I'm rocking it.
Dude, I'm suspicious. Are you like high testosterone? Do we need to test you? That's impressive in a 2 week span.
I've grown one since I was 15, so nobody else, everyone always an amateur, so I was like in B class, and they were all like, "Oh, there's no way you're
You're 20." Yes.
And so yeah, it's funny, and finally decided Thunder Valley had a rock in my lip, and it's all busted up, so I didn't want to just shave it and it look all weird.
Yes.
So I decided, hey, why not? Just
I think
something
you
different.
need to keep that. The Wildcat mustache. Do I hear there's a title sponsor that's being worked on? Heavy negotiations?
You'll see a red butt.
Oh, very excited. All right, that's Wildcat Racing. They're rolling right now with Leclerc's 6 points still. Not as good a race for Boutron last week, but they're still doing really well. Big moment right here. Big moment right here. At least it's Suzuki, dude.
I don't even know why you won it.
We found out you're a racer, so we're. Oh, look at that. Good dexterity.
There you go.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Kenny. All right. All right, he's going to do other Racer X media. We'll be back with the faux Racer X hat that Donnie Sothers Roto made. All right, go talk to these guys. You're just an overqualified track worker. It's your 8-time GNCC champion, Caleb Russell's track guy for the day. You talked to everyone for so long, I actually feel bad. And that was also Racer X. Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to the most importantly, you don't have expectations. We don't want to build this as Ken Roczen's here. This means 1-1, look out. Maybe.
I appreciate, I guess, a lot of the confidence that I get from people.
Yes.
But realistically, I mean, come on, I had 2 days of riding motocross.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm capable of.
Yep.
But I don't really have a base setting for anything. You know,
Yep.
I tested a little bit on Wednesday. That was the only day. I try to set it up as much as I possibly can.
Do you at least feel fit? Like the 30+2. Is that okay, or do you not even know that?
I did 235s on Monday.
Okay.
It's been a little bit rough. Like, I've been kind of sick for the past 3 weeks.
Oh,
the
great.
first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And, I was like, oh, I'm just going to give it a little bit more time. And I wasn't planning on racing until Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So Saturday, it kind of just hit me. And I'm like, you know what? I want to go racing. I got another week. I'm like, well, freaking Monday goes by, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I'm like, man, I kind of still really feel like shit. So I actually started an antibiotic cycle, which is not the greatest idea for me because that always messed me up. But once I committed to something, I'm going to do it no matter
Yes.
what.
Yep.
But
This
yeah.
might not be a fitness thing. It just depends on
Honestly,
your body
like I know that when I'm not sick and I'm good, like
Yeah.
I'm fit and I'm strong.
Yeah.
Having said that, it doesn't Supercross doesn't translate that well into motocross, right?
Yeah.
Like I can race or practice motocross all day, come to Supercross and feel pretty good. So, I've got 2 motos under my belt, and one day after a little bit of testing, that's got to be enough. And like I just said to the other guys, if I get my ass kicked tomorrow, I'm totally fine with it. I think it's important to stare that stuff in the eye, and a whooping is good every now and then. So I don't know what to expect for tomorrow. Obviously, there's a lot of guys missing, but at the same time, I also know what I'm capable of. So I'm treating this pretty relaxed, but at the same time, when we're racing, There's no messing around, and obviously Jet, we all know, he's led everything, done everything. And
I was gonna say, if you lead one lap, you can pat yourself on the back. Even one lap.
well, hopefully it'll be more than that. No, but like I said, these guys, when they race on a weekend basis, they've done testing, they've done that, they're attuned with it. And I don't have that right now.
Right.
But like I said, I'm also, sometimes I'm capable of some pretty cool stuff, so I'm just going to let it surprise me tomorrow. Ultimately, it was a decision that the whole family made because it's Father's Day weekend, and we asked Griff straight up if he wants to go on the boat or if he wants to go racing. And I got a pretty clear answer to that. And so we're here racing. I'm super excited. I think the team is excited, and obviously we got a lot of rain last night. No press day today. It looks a little soggy right now, but if it I don't think if we get any more rain, we'll have some pretty good conditions, but it's going to get gnarly, you know. If you're in the slightest bit wet, we know how the elevation changes here. The elevation changes here, and it gets ruddy and bumpy. It's not the easiest track to come to, but I'm ready for the challenge for sure.
We're glad you're here. It's cool. Happy Father's Day weekend. Thank you for the autograph.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks. All right, more interviews. More interviews for Roczen. A bit of a magnet for attention here. It's one other guy I want to talk to here on our show. I have a very simple question for you. Okay, obviously you would have loved to won it last weekend, but is being able to come from 13th to 4th like you did, is that confidence even though you didn't get the win like you maybe could have?
Yeah, for sure. But you don't. I mean, you take that and you're like, oh, that was great. But at the same time, you're like, wow, I threw that away.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can only have so many of those mistakes. That's a good motive for me. But if that continues to happen, then it's going to frustrate.
Yes. Did it prove where you're at to yourself, or did you not even need that? Were you so ready this year that you didn't need to prove it? You already knew where you were, or did you need that?
I wouldn't say that because I didn't start off the best. I definitely didn't get the greatest starts in California, but after that round, I kind of knew I was good, but Hangtown kind of proved it, like, okay, I'm in the fight. And then last weekend, that kind of was like the stepping stone I needed, like, all right, I got the speed, I can win, we can do this. So, just bummer to throw it away like that, but just had my levers are pretty banged up, so I think that ruined my charge a little bit in the beginning. I had to get the bike figured out first.
Yes. Oh, I was watching you and Deegan, and it was the same for like 10 minutes.
It was, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're just blowing by dudes. So that's when you finally got the levers fixed.
Yeah, I didn't have a front brake for a while.
I see.
So I was all back brake. It was pretty tough. So I knew I had to change that if I was going to make a charge.
Or were you just hitting it every time you were in the air, and eventually it got to where you needed it?
Yeah. So at first, it was bent forward or back.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even get back to reach it. I don't know how I got that far back. I guess when I crashed up against the bank.
Yeah.
And pushed it all the way back. It was almost hitting my wrist. It was that far back. So I really had to move it around and continue to race. So once I got that figured out, I could charge, and we got up there.
Good save. All right. Gonna make it interesting. Got some confidence. Thanks. That's gonna do it. That's Weege show. Thanks to Honda for the backing, and you know the score tomorrow. Can anyone even lead a lap against Jet in the 450 class? And I'm gonna start calling Hunter the executioner. Can anyone execute like he does? These guys like that dude, Justin Cooper, have been fast. Hayden Deegan over there, certainly he's been fast. RJ Hampshire's been fast. Shimoda's been fast. Go down the list, a lot of guys have been fast, but he has pulled off the overall wins because I feel like he could just repeatedly, any situation you throw at him, he's going to get his best. And we'll see if anyone can hold him honest. It's a crazy standard. I would be saying how dominant Hunter is, but it's only not dominant compared to his brother, who is all-time dominant, as in leading every lap for 6 motos. But it's the Lawrence world right now. Crazy deal in the series. We'll see if anyone can mix it up with him on Saturday. But it's going to be tough because they got those Honda CRF250Rs and Honda CRF450Rs. Thanks for watching.